So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to dive into today includes Sony confirming great news, PlayStation 5 Pro high refresh rate mode, God of War remasters or remakes coming, and the SpiderMan cancellation. First, yes or no, have you played the original God of War games or not? We're going to be talking about this in a sec, but I'm curious if you guys have played the original Greek trilogy before God of War 2018, obviously. So comment below yes or no if you've played the original God of War games or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the God of War remake / remasters. So this is a very exciting story to me if it happens, obviously, since it's a rumor for now. But Special Nick, who a while back stated that Insomniac might be working on a Marvel Online game, which we'll talk about later on in the video, has come out now to state that there could be a God of War trilogy remake or remaster coming. He stated this recently on the Xbox Era podcast. He states that the original God of War series, only speaking on God of War 1, 2, and 3, so this doesn't include God of War Chains of Olympus or Ghosts of Sparta or Ascension, based off what I'm hearing here. I would personally hope those are added at some point because they're important to the story of Kratos as well. Nick states that he doesn't know if the trilogy / remake or remaster, because he doesn't know if it's a remake or remaster of those games. He states that it will be announced in 2024, but he doesn't know if it's going to be releasing in 2024 or 2025. So it seems like it could be announced next year, just the release is unclear. Considering March 2025 is the 20th anniversary of God of War, I could see it releasing then, unless the potential Atreus game is releasing around that time as well. Then maybe we could get this trilogy a bit earlier. There's also a God of War show coming as well, so this could be for that, where they could sell it off as play the entire story of Kratos right now type of thing to sell it. I also hope these are just visual remakes. If you've played Valhalla, then you know what I'm talking about, since there's a good chunk of the Greek saga remade over there that many were guessing if a remake was coming based off all of these assets that were remade for Valhalla. Just make sure that it's just a visual remake. Use those new assets. Don't just remaster it. Make it a remake, especially for the first 2 games, and leave everything else the same. That would be perfect, but of course, let's see what happens next year. Before we get to the next story, we're almost at 100K, guys. So if you enjoyed the video so far and have been enjoying my videos, of course, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so yet, we're almost there. Now, diving into the second story of the video, SpiderMan cancellation. So recently we discussed the future potential pipeline of Insomniac games, with one of the games on that list being SpiderMan The Great Web, which was an online Spider-Verse game from Insomniac, but everyone assumed this game was either canceled or not in production, since we haven't seen it on any of those slides that mentioned their future pipeline of games. We didn't see this game on there. Well, according to Bloomberg, this game has been canceled. They state this on their recent article on Insomniac, on the Insomniac leak. Many of the documents that have spread online thanks to the leak were old and may no longer be accurate, such as pitches for a multiplayer Spider-Man game that was actually canceled a long time ago, according to people familiar with the company's plans. So this, from my understanding, is referring to the Spider-Man The Great Web game, which was supposed to be a Spider-Man meets GTA Online type of game, which does sound interesting, and from the leak, it does sound like it would have been a very interesting game. We know that Insomniac is still working on a multiplayer game, but it's probably not Spider-Man The Great Web, which seems to have been canceled, so it's probably something else. But you guys let me know if you care that Insomniac canceled an online game or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, Sony confirms great news. So this is a quick story also related to the Insomniac leak. People, for some reason, kept pushing the point that Insomniac would cancel Wolverine for some reason since it leaked, but that didn't make sense to me, obviously. Why throw away a game like that because, you know, some of the stuff from that game, early stuff, got leaked? Did Rockstar do that after the GTA 6 leak? Obviously not. They've already spent so much money on production of this game, and it doesn't mean that this game, when it launches, launches won't sell. Wolverine is going to sell. GTA 6 obviously is going to sell crazy. Insomniac also doesn't obviously think this makes sense since they came out recently to address the leak situation and said this in regards specifically to Wolverine. We want everyone to enjoy the games we develop and as intended and as our players deserve. However, like Logan, Insomniac is resilient. Marvel's Wolverine continues as planned. The game is in early production and will no doubt greatly evolve throughout development, as do all our plans. So there you have it. Wolverine's development continues as planned, and obviously I'm happy to hear that. And now diving into the final story of the video, PS5 Pro High FPS Boost Mode. So the PS5 Pro discussion has been popping up more and more, and that's probably what's going to happen as we enter its reported year of launch, which is of course 2024. Another one to add to the list is this new supported mode. It's making the rounds that fellow Xer Zubitech has stated that the PlayStation 5 Pro will support a 144Hz mode. Now, me and Zubi both follow each other on the platform. Obviously, I like what he posts, but I'm not sure about him being an insider. Maybe he'll clarify that to me at some point if he ever watches this video. But clearly, this is making the rounds, so I wanted to discuss it here. Now, for me, 144Hz doesn't make sense unless it adds nothing to the PlayStation 5 Pro cost to support it, because most console gamers have a max 120Hz display. My buddy only recently upgraded from a 60Hz display to a 120Hz display just a few months ago. That's how recent it was. 144Hz is something you usually see with monitors and PC gaming, not usually on the console space. I'm personally not sure who would take advantage of this unless Sony is pivoting interest to those who game on PC and probably have a 144Hz display to get this for their setup and play PlayStation 5 games day one on the PlayStation 5 Pro at maybe something like 1440p 144Hz instead of waiting 2 years to play it on PC. We'll see if that entices anyone, of course, if it happens, and hopefully we hear more about it early next year. But you guys let me know if you have a 144Hz display or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with bring on the OG God of War. I'm very excited for this. I hope it's actually true. I love the entire God of War franchise, and the originals are, of course, amazing in my eyes. All I need them to do is make it a visual remake of at least 1 and 2. A visual remake. 3 is still gorgeous, but a visual remake of 1 and 2, and just don't touch anything else. We don't need anything else touched, but also don't just make it a remaster where you just upscale these games. Make it a remake of 1 and 2. Use new assets, but keep everything else the same, and I'll buy that day one. If you're excited for the God of War remake, destroy the comment section with bring on the OG God of War, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.